And we're back, just like that. Welcome back. Welcome back. That was kind of abrupt. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for being here. Welcome to Verdict Watch for Sarah Boone. 10-10-7-7. Sarah Boone, 10-10-7-7. I have an idea, guys. I'm going to put together a video for you guys. I'm going to work on a video, kind of like, the Delphi videos I was showing the other day. I've got an idea for a nice little video to put together Sarah's own words with her testimony along with George's videos. Because what she says he does and what he does are complete opposites. And I'm going to prove it. And then I think the beginning of the video will start out as Sarah Boone, 10-10-7-7.
Thank you. All right, we're back on the record.
Documentary,
CF
call it 10-10-7-7.
State of Florida versus Sarah Boone. State appearances for the record.
All right, we are
Defense.
back in court.
I have the parties had the opportunity to review and inspect all the evidence to be sent back with the jury.
The defense has as best as I could.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't keep a tally, so I trust the clerk's numbering system.
Madam Clerk is the best, so I have no doubts that everything is included. State, had the opportunity to review it?
Mr. Cacciatore was person.
See, they protect those Madam Clerks.
All right. And with regard to the laptop, has it been inspected?
Hunter Biden's laptop.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so we'll send the exhibits back with the exception of Exhibit 10, the bat and the clean laptop, to our jury. Ms. Boone, I've got a couple of questions to go over with you again, ma'am, if I could. Ma'am, you were sworn previously this morning. You've been present throughout the entire trial, starting last week through today. You've been seated next to your lawyers at counsel's table. You've had the opportunity to observe the opening statements, the direct examination and cross-examination of all the state's witnesses, the direct examination and cross-examination of all the defense witnesses, and the opening or the closing statements as well.
Hey, Reagan,
that were
that would be
presented by
great.
both sides.
You have
You've
it.
also had the opportunity to observe all of the exhibits that were presented as evidence in this case. Are you satisfied with your lawyers up and until this point?
Absolutely.
And are you in agreement with the strategy utilized in your defense?
Yes.
The last issue that I need to address is the state's request for in-camera hearing regarding
Observe the
financial
opening
arrangements
statements
between
the
direct
defendant and
examination team. State, what is your concern?
It's a very expensive defense, and she's indigent, and there are bar rules that limit the ways that things can be done. I don't know what's going on. It's none of my business unless it's raised in the 3850, so if there's an in-camera proceeding, I would ask to be sealed, and there won't be any need to get into it unless there's a 3850 claim that there's a conflict of interest.
Is there anything other than concern or speculation that you have?
Just things in passing that have been said and observed. It's a very
Like
expensive,
what?
defense. That's my concern. I don't want her to be able to raise any arguments that, well, I would have pled if I had a conflict-free lawyer who did not want it to go to trial for his or her own reasons.
Okay. Mr. Owens, is there anything of concern that I need to be aware of in camera?
No, sir. And
Mr. Henderson, same question to you, sir. Is there anything of concern that I need to be aware of in camera or otherwise?
No, sir.
Mr. Beck, same question for you. Is there anything of concern that I need to be aware of, be it here or in camera?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, all right.
Judge, and if you need to inquire from my client about whether or not she wanted to enter a plea or whether she wanted to go to trial, but, we made it clear that it was her decision, not my decision to go to trial because I'm trying to gain some publicity or money or a book deal or whatever. But that was her decision. There was some strong conversations we had about what was on the table. And Ms. Boone, as she has a right to, wanted a trial.
Mr. Henderson and Mr. Beck, would you agree with Mr. Owens' recitation as to none of the financial issues being book deals or anything on the table at this point in time?
Judge, yes, because I definitely don't know about it.
Okay.
Because I'm
Mr. Beck, anything to add, sir?
All
I colloquied, Mr. Owens, your client, before we picked a jury as to the offer in this case and whether or not she was ready and wanted to proceed to trial. And she had affirmed at that point in time that's what she wanted to do. So I see no reason to inquire of that further. State, is there anything else we need to address?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, anything else?
No, sir.
All right, please give your cell phone numbers to Madam Clerk. We will be on verdict watch. And I thank you all for your hard work in this case. We're off the record.
All right, here we go. Good idea on the counter, potato. We are on it, on it. So there we go. Our verdict counter is officially on. This is live. So here's the deal. Thank you, Rakin. So here's the deal, guys. So they're going to be, they're approved to be there till 10 p.m. tonight. The jury is eating dinner. They have started their deliberations. Everything is on the table for Sarah. Good evening, Carrie. Good to see you. How can you be, what's 19 minutes behind? Should I speed it up? I need an official timer count. You were hoping someone would have a counter for Baby Q? I know Queen Bee streamed it. Did anybody else stream that? Carrie, this is for you. I need an official number. Let's see what Court TV calls it. I don't know how much to add to it. The jurors left at 6:10. So do I add an hour and 10? Carrie. Here, let's mute that music. I know, maybe they just haven't gotten it up yet. You're saying about 1 hour 40? God, I can't believe it's been that long already. I say add an hour and 10 to what we have. And then we'll wait and see if we get an official from Court TV because they usually have one on. Okay, we'll keep it here until we get a different account and then we can change it. The jurors are slated to stay till 10 p.m. Thank you, None Your Business. It's good to see you, honey. I say we get a poll going. Let's get a brand new poll. Fresh off the block. Why don't you guys let me know what you want to do? I can play some Delphi videos. We can play, I'm kind of burnt out on Sarah Boone, to be honest. But if you guys want to watch any of the Sarah Boone body cams that I have, or we can watch some Richard Allen and Delphi stuff if you guys want to. It's up to you. Or whatever you want to do. You guys let me know what you want to do. What do you mean you got cut off? What are you guys talking about? I'm confused. The jurors left the room at 6:10 p.m. It's 7:24 p.m. now. Old game shows or something trippy. Hold on, I'm working on this poll. All right, there's the poll. Delphi stuff. JLR said earlier that Delphi has more evidence that's not connected to him, but the judge will not add it as evidence. Oh, we didn't finish the court TV vid of George's family. I thought it was pretty much over, no? Uh-oh. I was going to say, court TV, do not go offline. Aw, Sleepy Tombs just said, Court TV, thank you for all the coverage. J for J with a heart. Aw, that was so nice. Court TV has it on members only. Okay, the clock is 18 minutes on Court TV. We got to go back. We have got to go back. Well, we could only do one poll at a time. I wanted to do a fresh poll after everything. And then we'll do that one, Ange. Yeah, Delphi is a real mind fucker. For sure. All right, hold on. I'm opening up the Delphi vault. Let's open up the Delphi vault. I don't know. We have the arrest affidavit. And then we have new docs. Do you guys want to hear the original arrest affidavit? Like what originally when he got arrested? Because this would be when he was originally arrested. This was streamed on November 29th, 2022. Let's see what this video is like. Probable cause affidavit. In the beginning, 2-3 paragraphs are just stating that the law enforcement officer, established cause, blah, 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 blah. Bunch of legal mumbo jumbo. Let's get into the meat and potatoes, shall we? Okay, that on February 14th, 2017, victim 1 and victim 2 were found deceased in the woods approximately 0.2 miles northeast of the Monon High Bridge in Carroll County. Their bodies were located on the north side of Deer Creek. At the time, the Monon High Bridge Trail was approximately 1 mile gravel trail terminating at the Monon High Bridge. The Monon High Bridge is an abandoned railroad trestle, approximately a quarter mile long, spanning the Deer Creek and Deer Creek Valley on the southeast end of the trail. Approximately 0.7 miles northwest on the trail from the northwestern edge of the Monon High Bridge is the Freedom Bridge, which is a pedestrian bridge spanning State Road 25. Approximately 350 feet west of Freedom Bridge was a former railroad overpass over Old State Road 25, also known as County Road 300 North. The trail terminates just west of the former railroad overpass. The majority of the trail is in a wooded area with a steep embankment on the south side of the trail. The entirety of the trail and the location of the girls' bodies were and are located in Carroll County, Indiana. Through interviews, reviews of electronic records, and review of video at the Hoosier Harvest Store, investigators believe victim 1 and victim 2 were dropped off from the Mears farm, were dropped off across from the Mears farm at 1:49 p.m. on February 13th, 2017 by redacted. The Mears farm is located on the north side of County Road 300 North, near an entrance to the trails. A video from victim 2's phone shows that at 2:13 p.m., victim 1 and victim 2 encountered a male subject on the southeast portion of the Monon High Bridge. The male ordered the girls, quote, "Guys, down the hill." No witnesses saw them after this time. No outgoing communications were found on victim 2's phone after this time. Their bodies were discovered on February the 14th, 2017. The video recovered from victim 2's phone shows victim 1 walking southeast on the Monon High Bridge, while a male subject wearing a dark jacket and jeans walks behind her. As the male subject approaches victim 1 and victim 2, one of the victims mentions, quote, "gun." So one of the girls said gun in this video. Near the end of the video is a male seen and heard telling the girls, "Guys, down the hill." The girls then begin to proceed down the hill, and the video ends. A still photograph taken from the video and the "Guys Down the Hill" audio was subsequently released to the public to assist investigators in identifying the male. Victim 1 and victim 2's deaths were ruled as homicides. Clothes were found in the Deer Creek belonging to victim 1 and victim 2, south of where the bodies were located. So some of their clothes were found in the water. There was also a .40 caliber unspent round less than 2 feet away from victim 2's body, between victim 1 and victim 2's bodies. The round was unspent and had extraction marks on it. Interviews were conducted with 3 juveniles, blank and blank. They advised they were on the Monon High Bridge Trail on February 13th, 2017. They advised they were walking on the trail toward Freedom Bridge to go home when they encountered a male. We have a witness. We have witnesses, 3 juveniles. When they encountered a male walking from Freedom Bridge toward the Monon High Bridge, blank described the male as, quote, kind of creepy, and advised he was wearing, quote, like blue jeans, a like really light blue jacket, and his hair was gray, maybe a little brown, and he did not really show his face. So they didn't really see his face. Yikes, Ashley. She advised the jacket was a duck canvas type jacket. So they just gave away that there was a female witness, juvenile, whatever. Blank advised she said hi to the male, but he just glared at them. She recalled him being in all black and had something covering his mouth. She described him as, quote, not very tall with a bigger build. She said he was not bigger than 5'10". Blank advised he was wearing a black hoodie, black jeans, and black boots. She stated he had his hands in his pockets. Blank showed investigators photographs she took on the phone while she was on the trail that day. The photographs included a photo of the Monon High Bridge taken at 12:43 p.m. and another one at 1:26 p.m. on the bench east of the Freedom Bridge. Blank advised after she took the photo of the bench, they started walking back towards Freedom Bridge. She advised that was when they encountered the man who matched the description of the photograph taken from victim 2's video. Blank described the man. Hold on, here comes Eagle 8. Okay. Blank described the man she encountered on the trail as wearing a blue or black windbreaker jacket. She advised he was wearing baggy jeans and was taller than her. She advised her head came up to approximately his shoulder. She advised Blank said hi to the man and that he said nothing back. She stated he was walking with a purpose, like he knew where he was going. She stated he had his hands in his pockets and kept his head down. She advised she did not get a good look at his face but believed him to be a white male. The girls advised after encountering the male, they continued their walk across Freedom Bridge and the old railroad bridge over Old State Road 25. Investigators spoke with Blank, Oh my who God, advised she was on the Becky. trails on February 13th, 2017. Video from the Hoosier Harvest Store captured Blank vehicle traveling eastbound at 146 towards the entrance across from the Mears farm. Blank advised she saw 4 juvenile females walking on the bridge over Old State Road 25 as she was driving underneath on her way to the park. Blank advised there were no other cars parked across from the Mears farm when she parked. She advised she walked on to the Monon High Bridge and observed a male matching the one from Victim 2's video. She described the male she saw as a white male wearing blue jeans and a blue jean jacket. She advised he was standing on the first platform of the Monon High Bridge, approximately 50 feet from her. She advised she turned around at the bridge and continued her walk. She advised approximately halfway between the bridge and the parking area across from Mears Farm, she passed 2 girls walking toward Monon High Bridge. She advised she believed the girls were Victim 1 and Victim 2. Video from the Hoosier Harvest Store shows at 149 a white car matching Blank's vehicle traveling away from the entrance across from the Mears Farm. Blank advised she finished her walk and saw no other adults other than the male on the bridge. And we know that Alan admitted to being on the bridge that day. We know that. He told a conservation officer. Her vehicle is seen on Hoosier Harvest Store video at 2:14 p.m., leaving westbound from the trails. Blank advised when she was leaving, she noted a vehicle was parked in an odd manner at the Old Child Protective Services building. She said it was not odd for vehicles to be parked there, but she noticed it was odd because of the manner it was parked. It was backed in near the building. Investigators received a tip from Blank in which he stated he was on his way to Delphi on State Road 25 around 2:10 p.m. on February 13th, 2017. He observed a purple PT Cruiser, or a small SUV type vehicle, parked on the south side of the old CPS building. He stated it appeared as though it was backed in as to conceal the license plate of the vehicle. Blank both drew diagrams of where they saw the vehicle parked, and their diagrams generally matched to the area the vehicle was parked and the manner in which it was parked. Blank advised he remembered seeing a smaller dark-colored car parked at the old CPS building. He described it as possibly being a smart car. Blank's vehicle is seen leaving at 2:28 p.m. on the Hoosier Harvest Store video. So they've got a lot of witnesses, and this is just to arrest him. This isn't even all of it. This is just enough for probable cause. They have a lot of witnesses, but we need to talk about that. Could it still be? Okay, so I was thinking at the time they had more, because usually they do, right? Usually they do have more than what is in the probable cause. Well, I was listening to Andrea Burkhart last night, and I guess there was like bogus stuff put in this affidavit. Do you want me to find the part? Because it's really kind of important. Let me see. I know she's live right now. All right, let's see. It's from last night's stream. Let me see if I can find it. Bear with me.
To look to see if his other car was on the Hoosier Harvest Store video.
I don't know if I'll be able to find it.
So anyway, he's good at adjusting on the feeds on the fly. So he asks, is there a time?
Oh, did there
come a time when the FBI
stamps.
was no
Hold
longer
on.
involved? Yes. Sheriff Liggett knows that. Well, no. He says, yes, well, no. The FBI. He wants the jury to hear that the local police booted the FBI off. And she, however, was not sure about the FBI and that she wasn't privy to the inside details, not part of the investigation. She did not know what the total number of tips were that were processed through the database, just that she herself had processed about 14,000. She said some would be things like, like bridge guy looks like my neighbor and stuff like that. She conceded that lots of people looked like bridge guy in the tips. They got a lot of tips about people looking like bridge guy. She did not remember any tips about a guy in his 20s with brown, fluffy hair. This is evoking that description that Betsy Blair gave about Bridge Guy.
Look at these timestamps.
She said also that she would probably remember a tip about a man walking down the street covered in mud and blood, but she did not remember receiving any such tip. Mr. Baldwin asked if at this time,
Damn,
the
I'm not
time
gonna
that
be
she
able to find
discovered
it.
this
There's
tip
too
in
many.
September 2000.
Y'all, there's too many timestamps there. Did you see that? She is crazy with those timestamps. All right. B, that they, is it the right person? Let's keep going. Investigators spoke with Blank, who stated that she was traveling east on 300 North on February 13th, 2022, and observed a male subject walking west on the north side of 300 North, away from the Monon High Bridge. Blank advised that the male subject was wearing a blue jacket and blue jeans and was muddy and bloody. Oh my God, I got chills. It's pinned.
And you know what?
I take back my last comment because I have to assume that they have the right person. After a 5-year investigation and holding all these witnesses so close to the vest, I wonder if the family even knew this stuff. Leotech, they said around 5'10", shorter than 5'10", because the girl said he came up to her, or she came up to his shoulders, so they assumed it was about 5'10". So the male subject was wearing a blue-colored jacket and blue jeans and was bloody and muddy. She further stated that it appeared he had gotten into a fight. Investigators were able to determine from watching the video at the Hoosier Harvest Store that Blank was traveling on CR 300 North at about 3:57 p.m. Through interviews, electronic data, photographs, and video from the Hoosier Harvest Store, investigators determined that there were other people on the trail that day after 2:13. So there were other people that were on the trail. They didn't see anything. Those people were interviewed and none of them encountered the male subject witnessed by the juvenile girls, and none of them saw victim 1 or 2. Investigators reviewing prior tips encountered a tip narrative from an officer who interviewed Richard Allen in 2017. Here's the narrative. That narrative stated, Mr. Allen was on the trail between 1:30 and 3:30. He parked at the old Farm Bureau building and walked to the new Freedom Bridge. For real, Angie, he is short as he is wide. While at the Freedom Bridge, he saw 3 females. So he said he saw the girls that said they saw him. Boom. Boom. They got him, guys.
Woo-wee, that was because somebody...
They got him. The witnesses said they saw him, and he's saying, I saw three girls. Damn. Okay. When I read this, now this is live. Mr. Allen is on the right now. When I originally read this, we didn't know what we knew now that came out in trial, that these girls had different freaking descriptions. He parked. Okay, so while at the Freedom Bridge, he saw 3 females. He noted one was taller and had brown or black hair. He did not remember description, nor did he speak with them. He walked from the, and he looks like he goes hiking a lot, doesn't he? He's so in shape. He walked from the Freedom Bridge to the High Bridge. He did not see anybody, although he stated he was watching a stock ticker on his phone as he walked. He stated there were vehicles parked at the High Bridge trailhead, however, did not pay attention to them. He did not take any photos or video. Cara, what are you talking about? What said 2022? What are you talking about? Hightower. His cell phone did not list an IMEI, but did have the following MEID number and the MEID HEX number. Potential follow-up information: who were the 3 girls walking in the area of Freedom Bridge? Investigators believe Mr. Allen was referring to the former Child Protective Building, as there was not a Farm Bureau building in the area, nor had there been. Investigators believe the females he saw included blank and blank due to the time they were leaving the trail and the time he reported getting to the trail and the descriptions the 3 females gave. Why would he ever think that he could admit he was there and get away with it? I mean, I guess he did for 5 years. Hey, Mary, welcome back. Yeah, sometimes those darn notifications don't work.
Cuba.
Investigators discovered Richard Allen owned 2 vehicles in 2017, a 2016 black Ford Focus and a 2006 gray Ford 500. Investigators observed a vehicle that resembled Allen's 2016 Ford Focus on the Hoosier Harvester video at 127, traveling westbound on CR 300 North in front of the Hoosier Harvest Store. Okay, so that's a lot of what Andrea talked about last night was the Hoover Harvest Store video. And the lady that said she saw Richard Allen walking down the road muddy and bloody, she sounded like she was really bitchy in court. She was really rude. But they did not see him walking on the Harvest Store camera. So that was something to note. Which coincided with his statement that he arrived around 1:30 at the trails. Investigators note witnesses described the vehicle parked at the former CPS building as a PT Cruiser, small SUV, or smart car. Investigators believe those descriptions are similar in nature to a 2016 Ford Focus. I don't know if a Ford Focus necessarily looks like a PT Cruiser. What do you guys think of that? I think we should look at a 2016 Ford Focus first, because I used to have a Ford Focus, and they don't really look like PT Cruisers. Well, thank you, Green Eyed PI. She says that Allen has been going there a long time, even fishing. There's photos. Have you seen those little platforms on that bridge? So I was watching Lawyer Lee, and or I can't remember which one it was, but she said that those platforms are for back in the day. If you were on the bridge and there was a train coming, you could step on one of those. You could step on one of those platforms to get out of the way of the oncoming train. I was like, no way. No, thank you. Maybe you could mistake it as a PT Cruiser. Here, you guys be the judge. I'll show you really fast. Oops. Okay, they have the verdict clock at 33
So here is
minutes.
the PT Cruiser. I mean, that one looks like it's kind of tricked out or whatever, but I don't really think it looks like a PT Cruiser, but it said February of 2022. That who was on the, who's she? One of the witnesses, or maybe I read that wrong. If it said 2022, I probably read it wrong. All right, let's keep going. On October 13th, 2022, Richard Allen was interviewed again by investigators. He advised he was on the trails on February 13th, 2017. He stated he saw juvenile girls on the trails east of Freedom Bridge and that he went on to the Monon High Bridge. Richard Allen further stated that he went out to the Monon High Bridge to watch the fish.
Did I ask them to do that?
Watch the fish. Later in his statement, he said he walked out to the first platform on the bridge, which is where that lady saw the guy on the platform, remember? He stated he then walked back, sat on a bench on the trail, and then left. He stated he parked his car on the side of an old building. He told investigators he was wearing blue jeans and a blue or black Carhartt jacket with a hood. He advised he may have been wearing some type of head covering as well. He further claimed he saw no one except for the juvenile girls he saw east. Okay, we found out that when Richard Allen was interviewed at one point, he stated that he was wearing a skull cap. Those are like one of those tight fitting knit snow hat type things. He called it a skull cap. I think those are the ones that like don't fold up, if I'm not mistaken. But that's what he said he was wearing that day of the Freedom Bridge. So he definitely did not say he saw Abby and Libby. He told investigators he owns firearms and they are at his home. Oh, shit. Richard Allen's wife, Kathy, also spoke to investigators. Poor Kathy. She confirmed that Richard did have guns and knives at the residence. She also stated that Richard still owns a blue Carhartt jacket. On October 13th of 2022, investigators executed a search warrant. They just found this out.
Investigators executed a search warrant of Richard Allen's residence at 1967 North Whiteman Drive, Delphi, Carroll County, Indiana. Among other items, officers located jackets, boots, knives, and firearms, including a Sig Sauer model P226, a 40 caliber pistol with the serial number U625627. Between October 14th and October 19th, the Indiana State Police Laboratory performed an analysis on Allen's Sig Sauer model P226. The laboratory performed a physical exam and classification of the firearm, function test, barrel, and overall length measurement, test firing, ammunition, component characterization, microscopic comparison, and NIBIN. The laboratory determined the unspent round located within 2 feet of victim 2's body had been cycled through Richard M. Allen's Sig Sauer model P226. Okay, so this is something I believe came up in court today. So we'll be getting updates on that for today's court date. The ballistics specialist was set to testify today. So I'll be breaking down those updates for you guys this weekend probably. Wow. An identification opinion is reached when the evidence exhibits an agreement of class, characteristics, and a sufficient agreement of individual marks. Sufficient agreement is related to the significant duplication of random, striated impress marks as evidenced by the correspondence of a pattern or a combination of patterns of surface contours. The interpretation of identification is subjective in nature and based on relevant scientific research and the reporting examiner's training and experience. Okay, so that will be interesting to hear about because is that junk science? Are they really going to be able to prove it went through Allen's gun? Because I had a theory on this. If it was Richard Allen, if he showed them a gun and said down the hill and got them to go down the hill and directed them to do what they did after they got down the hill, could he have cocked the gun? Now, I don't know how Sig Sauer model P226 firearms work, but if he cocked the gun to scare them, right? To be like, you know, that sound? I'm not that gun savvy, but you know, when you take a gun and it goes, right? Wouldn't the bullet cycle through but sit there in the chamber? And let's say when he got over by them, he cleared the gun of the bullet. Can you do that? Like open it up and drop the bullet out instead of shooting the bullet? That's how I picture it. I know that sounds really kindergarten, but I don't know much about, gun terminology. Someone in chat, I'm sure, knows and can let me know. Misty said what I heard on the ballistics update before lunch was very telling, and apparently the expert they have is amazing. So maybe it's not going to be junk science talk. Interesting. Investigators then ran the firearm and found that the firearm was purchased by Richard Allen in 2001. Richard Allen voluntarily came to the Indiana State Police Post on October 26, 2022. He spoke with investigators and stated that he never allowed anyone to use or borrow the Sig Sauer model P226 firearm. When asked about the unspent bullet, he did not have an explanation of why the bullet was found between victim 1 and victim 2. He again admitted that he was on the trail, but denied knowing victim 1 or victim 2 and denied any involvement in their murders. Carroll County Sheriff's Department Detective Blank so interesting. Potato said, I heard someone talking about this, and that when a bullet cycles through, the ridges left in the bullet are unique to that gun, like a fingerprint. See, because the information I'm getting is probably from the defense, which is putting out the narrative that it's junk science. Part of the investigation since it started in 2017. He has had an opportunity to review and examine evidence gathered in this investigation. Detective Blank, along with other investigators, believe the evidence gathered show that Richard Allen is the male subject seen on the video from victim 2's phone who forced the victims down the hill. Further, that the victims were forced down the hill by Richard Allen and led to the location where they were murdered. Through the statements and photographs of the juvenile females and the statement of blank and blank were at the southeast edge of the trail at 1243 east of the Freedom Bridge at 126 and walked across the former railroad overpass after 126 and before 146. Okay, this is interesting because this probable cause affidavit states that they are identifying bridge guy. Do you see this? It says investigators believe the male observed by blank and blank. Oh, investigators believe. So this is effed up. This is effed up. Thank you so much, Lisa Rose.
Lisa Rose has just donated $1.99 using J4J411 live.
Thank you. Thank you. So these girls, what we found out via their testimony was that they gave different descriptions. Okay? They gave different descriptions of the males they saw. So, but what it says here, through the statements and photographs of the juvenile females and the statement of blank, they walked the entirety of the trail and observed only one person, an adult male. Blank and blank described the male in similar manners, wearing similar clothing. No, they didn't. Oh, maybe the gun got jammed. That could be. Investigators believe the male observed by blank and blank is the same male depicted in the video from victim two's phone. Due to the descriptions of the male by the four females matching the male in the video. Video two's video was taken at 2:13, and blank saw only one male while she was on the trail from approximately 146 to 214. But we know now from testimony in court that one said a tan coat, one said, the blue coat or whatever. It's not matching up. No, Potato, I would be a horrible eyewitness. But one of the girls said that she said hi to him, so they distinctly remembered because he was the only male they saw, and the one girl was more friendly than the other girl, and she said hello to him, and he didn't say anything and looked down. And they say that's what made them remember. And then when they found out later that day the girls were missing, blah, 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 they reported, this one man that they saw. They walked the entirety of the trail and observed only one male. Blank vehicle, and saw only one person, an adult male. Blank vehicle is seen on Hoosier Harvest Store video at 146 and leaving at 214, and she stated she only saw one adult male. Blank and blank described the male in similar manners, wearing similar clothing, leading investigators to believe all four saw the same male individual. Investigators believe the male observed by blank and blank is the same male depicted in the video from victim two's phone due to the description of the male by the four females, matching the male in the video. Furthermore, victim two's video was taken at 2:13 p.m. and blank saw only one male while she was on the trail from 1:46 to 2:14 p.m. Investigators believe Richard Allen was the male seen by blank and the male seen in victim two's video. Richard Allen told investigators he was on the trail from 1:30 to 3:30 that day. Video from Hoosier Harvest Store shows a vehicle that matches Allen's vehicle, passing at 1:27 toward the former CPS building. The clothing he told investigators he was wearing matched the clothing of the male in victim two's video and the clothing descriptions provided by blank and blank. Give me the key to the car.
A vehicle matching the description of his Ford Focus is seen
the
at
red
around
lighter?
2:10,
You keep losing.
2:14, and 2:28 at the former CPS building. Through his own admissions, Richard Allen walked the trails and eventually hiked to the Monon High Bridge and walked out onto Monon High Bridge. If they had followed up on this 5 years ago, they would have solved it. They didn't follow up until this year. And he said he was there. And they had these witnesses saying, we saw a guy. But somehow they didn't get the memo that he was the guy that admitted he was there. That's crazy.
A male subject matching Richard Allen's description was not seen on the trail after 2:13 p.m. Investigators identified other individuals on the trail between 2:30 and 4:11. None of those individuals saw a male matching the description of Richard Allen on the trail. Furthermore, Richard Allen stated he only saw 3 girls on the trail, who investigators believe to be blank. Investigators believe Richard Allen was not seen on the trail after 2:13 because he was in the woods with victim 1 and victim 2. The unspent .40 caliber round between the bodies of victim 1 and victim 2 was forensically determined to have cycled through Richard Allen's gun. The gun was found at Richard Allen's residence, and he admitted to owning it. Investigators were able to determine he owned it since 2001. Richard Allen stated he had not been on the property where the unspent round was found, that he did not know the property owner, and that he had no explanation as to why a round cycled through his firearm would be at that location. Furthermore, he stated that he never allowed anyone to use that gun. Investigators believe that after the victims were murdered, Richard Allen returned to his vehicle by walking down CR 300 North. Investigators believe he was seen by blank walking back to his vehicle on CR 300 North with clothes that were muddy and bloody. Blank, along with investigators, believe the statements made by the witnesses because the statements corroborate the timeline of the death of the 2 victims, as well as coincide with the admissions made by Richard Allen. Further, the accounts relayed by blank and blank are similar in nature, and timestamps on photographs taken by blank correspond to the times the juvenile females said they were on the trail and saw the individual. And that is where it ends. It says 7 of 8, but we only got 7 pages. What I don't understand, and what I'm confused about, I understand that it was his gun and everything, but if the girls were shot, wouldn't there be spent bullets that they recovered? Why is it just... No, it was an unspent round that was found, right? Yes, it was an unspent .40 caliber round found between the girls' bodies. Right, he walked out with body because he told a conservation officer that he was there and no one followed up with him. That's exactly why. But HJ, can't they also use, if they were shot, wouldn't there be bullets that they could match? We still don't have a cause of death. So we don't know if they were shot. It just says they were found deceased. And if he was shooting a gun, wouldn't there have been people that heard it? I mean, there was other people out there, according to these witness statements. Right, Ann Pulley. That's what I was just thinking. Nobody heard him? Maybe he just used it as an intimidation tactic. There's still no cause of death. Let's see what that looks like. I'm not really up on my guns, so let's look what is it again? A Sig Sauer. Is that the same gun that Ethan Crumbley used? It sounds familiar. All right, let's look this up. Good idea, Flo. Flo Joe. No, nothing said how they were killed or what they were killed with or anything about their bodies. Nothing about the positioning, nothing about cause of death, nothing. They gave us the bare minimum, guys. We got the bare minimum because they don't want it to... Remember, he said it will come out in trial. That's what that chief said. Everything will come out in trial. And will we have any doubts? He said no. He said no. So where did those bloody clothes go? This is the same kind of gun that Ethan Crumbley used. This is it, Flojo. Right here. Right? P226. Michael Vaughn is Thursday. Yeah, there's got to be a lot more to this story, Melanie. But they do have witnesses that saw him. And then he says he saw those same witnesses. So I love it. Like they've got him, you know? They've got him. Someone said there was 13 pages. I'm seeing 7. So let's see if we're missing anything, because I don't think we are. But let's go to the Daily Mail, because they always have everything and then some. And one of the girls said gun. So maybe she was like telling the other girl, like, he's got a gun, you know, type thing. It says here that he was ahead of German and Williams, witness suggested, meaning he may have laid in wait for his victims. And he just went there to watch fish. But remember, authorities say he may not have acted alone as well. So that is him in this photograph here. That is him down there then. I know, Willow. I wonder that too. Yes, Janice, we did. We did. Be kind and rewind. And there is that photo again. It's so hard to make that face out, you know. And it's like the witnesses said, he was looking down. So there's yet another thing. I think so, Miss Robin. I think that someone said, meet me there, and he went. And those are his short little ass legs. Because that one witness said that he was short. So here's a map that shows how close he lives, which most of the town does live that close to the bridge because it's a small town and everything's right there. But I don't know why him living less than 2 miles has anything to do with it, because the whole freaking town does. Oh, man, you're right, Potato. And that's where their clothes were found, right? Was it in that river? So he has a bail hearing on February 17th, and he has asked for his trial to be moved out of Carroll County. So he has February 17th and then scheduled to face the jury on March 20th. And then there he is with that sketch right behind him. Who's the Maxwell family? It says here, police and FBI execute search warrant at the home of where Maxwell family lives. Who's Maxwell? Jesus, that is chilling. After news of Allen's arrest broke, a disturbing photo emerged showing his own daughter posing in the same spot where the teenage girls were last seen alive. Oh, then they dox her. So there's Keegan, and then Ron Logan, who I guess is dead now. He died this year. Keegan Klein, we know he's linked to the case. We know because he freaking was on Instagram with them. Keegan Klein was linked to the case last December. He had communicated with Libby via a fake Instagram the morning they went missing. There's got to be way more than this. Oh my God, are you serious, Robin? Richard Allen is not the only actor involved in this. Klein, who is heavy set and pasty faced, used an image of a ripped and muscular young man to trick underage girls into speaking to him. I wonder how many other girls he tricked. He is said to have arranged to meet with Libby on the Delphi High Bridge the day before she was murdered while walking along it. But he is also have to shared Anthony Schott's password with others, including his father. And Keegan said that his father could be a prime suspect in the killings. Does anyone know who the Maxwell family is? Oh God, Susie Q, that would be like absolutely sick. So Klein is being held on separate child porn charges in 2022. So I would have to assume that this happened in 2017. I would have to assume that this definitely has child P attached to it. Oh man, this is some heavy stuff, but I'm glad that we've got, some solidification. And I think that it does, just a little bit in here. It does kind of prove that they probably have the right guy. It's very scary. People keep talking about how he has a limp when he walks, or is he being cautious? What if it really has nothing to do about either one of those? I don't know. Yes, Mary. There's a lot more to this, I think. There is a lot more to this. I want to show you guys some drone footage that I just saw released recently on YouTube. And this is from a news source there. Let's go back to our video player. Oh my God. Jeremy has spoken again. Or no, I thought he spoke to, never mind. That's what I get for getting off task. All right, let's go to that drone footage though. Is there anybody out there? Okay, so this person meows the dong. Enhance this. This is the WRTV chopper footage from 2/14 of 2017. It is manually adjusted just to show more. So I'm going to let this roll. It's pretty long. If it gets like redundant, I'll turn it off. But I wanted to share this. I've been wanting to share it for a while. So this is a good time since we had that affidavit released. So you guys, this is the actual drone footage from the chopper, the news chopper, on February the 14th of 2017. And there is no sound with this, FYI. It's completely silent, so you will have my lovely voice and a little bit of silence while you watch this. There's the infamous show the picture. Okay, let me save that picture and I'll show it. Let me pull it up. Thank you for joining, you guys. If you are new here, please do consider subscribing. We cover a lot of breaking news. We cover true crime. We deep dive. We do a lot of stuff. And we would love to have you as a member as well. Those poor kids. Janice, I don't know if we got everything. We got 7 pages out of 8, so that's what it looked like to me. And the only thing we got was where the names were redacted from some of the witnesses. All right, let's get this picture up. Hey, Auntie Cheryl. We are watching some enhanced drone footage from February the 14th. I don't know if you guys can tell. There's your picture, though. I'm going to actually skip forward in this a little bit. But that guy, Richard Allen, has little short legs. Okay, here we go. Want a Mel? Aaron, and that's what one of the witnesses said, that he knew where he was going. He was like on a mission. Hey, Ashriel. There are 8 pages? I didn't see 8 pages. Let me double check and see how many I had. I could have sworn it said 7 out of 8. Yep. I have 7 pages. So I don't know how I'm missing. I don't know what would be on the 8th page. I'll see if I can find it on another news source. We are officially 1 hour into deliberations. Now, you guys, this is the old footage. And I heard recently that you could actually identify kind of where the girls are in this footage, but I don't know how true that is. I don't know how true that is. But it could be. I mean, that looks like the water they're in right now. Do you guys think that's where they found the clothing in that area? So if they found the clothing there, they're actually to the left in this video, right? They would have been found to the left of this, right? There's the bridge. So they'd be on the left-hand side of the screen, right? Are you guys following this with me? Do I need to get out my drawing tool? I think I'm going to. So how I'm seeing this is here's the bridge. They walked across this, right? And then met him here and he said down the hill. They went down the hill and then through this water and across and they were found over here somewhere, right? I mean, this isn't exact. But am I looking at this map the correct way? Let me know in chat. What tool? Here, let's see. Let's go back. I'm going to unmute my old thing. You think so, Melissa? You think that's true? I mean, that's the way I'm picturing it. I don't know where they're going now. Here they are in the water. You know, finding all their clothes in the water, I bet you they looked there first. All right, I'm going to unmute this video for a minute. See what... Someone walked out of there muddy and bloody. But do we know who it was? For certain. I mean, they seem really confident. But his wife said he still had the blue Carhartt. Kim Hunter, the lady that was walking her dog and talked to a man, is he the man she talked with? No one in the arrest affidavit No one in the arrest affidavit said anything about that. There was nothing about any person walking a dog in the arrest affidavit. So Aaron wants to know what you think of this. He said he was there to watch the fish, and Ron Logan said he was out buying fish at the time. That's weird, I think. That is weird. Mary Pike. Didn't they say Muddy and Bloody Guy was wearing black, not blue? I know one of the witnesses said black and one of them said blue. And then one of them said it was like a jacket that was like duck material, like canvas, like a Carhartt. And then another one said like a windbreaker type jacket. I would be a horrible eyewitness. I wouldn't remember. Did you really, Flo? Flo says she felt like it was him. 'Twas him. The first time she saw him, 'twas the night before Christmas. So they located clothes in the water. We know that. We found that out from the arrest affidavit. So we can assume that the bodies were either nude or partially nude, which is awful. But we do not know a cause of death. We did not get a cause of death. We know that All right, let me rewind this part. Did you guys see that? The bridge. Dude, there is no way on God's green earth I would cross that thing. I want to go back. They're over there in those woods. They're over here in these woods right here somewhere. That's where they were found. On the other side of that water over there. Wow. If they were to pan to the left, that's where they are, up there. And now they're back to the bridge. Look at that thing. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Try to drown them? I don't know. But they were wet still. Their clothing was wet, damp. Day 2, when they went for the autopsies, their clothing was still wet. So they definitely, went down the hill, right? Let's look at that hill. They're not going to show it. No, we don't know why he did this. No idea. Look at that. They're zooming in here. They weren't far from the water's edge either, I don't think. Oh, there it ended, I think. Oh, no, there it goes again. And I think those twigs were concealment. That's what I think. What do you guys think of that? What was going on over there? That truck. You guys, this could be the actual area. Because look, that's where they're looking. Yep, that's where they're looking for the clothes. Wow. If their hair was wet, that's a good question. We didn't hear anything about their hair. Yeah, I think so too, Evelyn. I think definitely he was getting ready to conceal, was interrupted, or I think he definitely got spooked. I can't imagine. They must have spent a lot of time on the water or in the water looking because the clothing that was found in there. Hey, Sarah, Sarah. Hello, my friend. I know, no criminal background, but look at all of the pedos that Grady Judd arrests on the daily. Most of them don't have criminal history either. They just haven't gotten caught. But it says in the probable cause affidavit that Keegan Klein admitted to talking to them last. Like, why aren't they bringing up this Anthony Schatz who set up the meeting? Allegedly, Anthony Schatz set up the meeting for Richard Allen to go to. So how are they going to put this together? That's why the state isn't even mentioning it. They haven't said what's missing. They just said there was clothing that they know the girls had on that is missing. Oh yeah, Keegan's dad has a horrible history with women. You're right, green-eyed. All right, we're over that river again. Okay, is that Ron Logan's house? Not that one. Hang on, they're moving too fast. Holy shit. Whose house is that? But even these homes aren't close to there, you know? I don't think it was someone that lived there. I don't think it was. So the way they ended up was all of Abby's clothing was in the water. And Abby was wearing Libby's clothing. Tony K held guns to his children. Tony K is nasty, in my opinion. But Tony and Keegan are on the defense witness list. Ooh, where are they going here? All right, there's that bridge again. They're on others. See, they're over here on the left side of this water where they were found. And they keep focusing on that right side. Oh shit, here we go to the left side. There's the men in the water. Okay, now the helicopter needs to pan left because they were found to the left of this, but they were focusing on the right. Right, he went to Peru to see his mother. He's in the same city that the Kleins live in, right before he goes to meet the girls that Klein set up to meet at the Monon High Bridge. I mean, come on. Just connect the two and get it over with. Maybe they can't. There's that effing bridge. Where is Keegan Klein's mom? Like, where is she? Not that I would, admit he's my son or anything, but where the hell is she? Who is she? Oh, man. That looks like the area they could have been found. No, I don't have that. I'm not on that talk studio tonight. That Las Vegas trip, they got rid of their phones, in my opinion. There we go, right there. Down the hill. And then they ended up over here. Now they would be on the right side. I believe. I don't know. I might be turned around. Hey, September. I'm telling you guys, though, I heard that you can actually see where they were in this original drone footage. See, this is the area right here. It's so grainy, though. Hmm. Oh, here's 2 years ago, Jay. Tomorrow, I think we have Jared from AWP in court. Oh, shit. I think we have Jared from AWP in court. We're just playing old Delphi videos while we're on verdict watch. Oh, Klein, I'm sure he had tons of burner phones. I'm sure he did.
Fucking fuzzy slippers and lip gloss.
Get your fucking fuzzy slippers and lip gloss out because I'm sure somebody will be streaming it. For joining today. Oh, shit. And then in 2021 on HLN, he's more wobbly on that. They didn't arrest both of them. Here, let's listen to this article. Peering into her. Oh, man. According to these transcripts, a middle school girl in Galveston, Indiana messaged Anthony Schott's account that she wanted to hook up after school. She said her parents wouldn't be home and shared her address. When she got off the bus a day later, she saw a man in a ski mask peering into her bedroom window. And then FBI agent Doug Coons told News Nation, it doesn't look to me like there's proof for sure that he was the person peeping through the windows. Klein denied it. However, investigators say data shows Klein searched members of that girl's family on Facebook the day before the peeping incident. All of this was 3 days before the girls were killed. Yeah, that's messed up. Details of the Delphi crime scene. The plot thickens with Richard Allen's Odinism. Let's see. Keegan Klein interview. We watched that the other day. Let's watch this. They say this is Bridge Guy. Oh, look at, there's when I got my kitty. Look.
Sure. So that's Emmy, the big one. And she's not that big in person.
Look
She
at
looks
her.
big next to these kittens because they're so tiny. But look at that one. She's gray all on the back. And then her front is that white and she's got those blue eyes. And then the other one is the solid gray. The conference is at 10 Central.
To this investigation. On behalf.
Okay, so do you trust Liggett, Chief Liggett? Because I'm not sure I trust Chief Liggett. Heart attack? No, hell. This is from when they arrested Alan. Let's
No. At the conclusion of this press conference, we are going to answer a limited amount of questions out of respect to the investigation and the process that will follow today. We will not discuss evidence as related to this investigation. On behalf of the Delphi Double Homicide Task Force, thank you all for your continued support. I would now like to introduce to you our first speaker, Superintendent of the Indiana State Police, Doug Carter.
Yeah, I can't. Nope, no JB for me. This guy gets on my nerves.
Give me just a second here.
Ooh, he's choked up. Oh, there is a verdict. Oh, there is a verdict. Verdict's in, y'all. Verdict's in. Let's see when they're going to be reading it. There is a verdict in the Sarah Boone trial. We are just short of 1 hour and a half. We are just short of 1 hour and a half. Well, it doesn't say anything on here. It just says verdict. But it doesn't say anything. We don't have any audio yet, guys. We do not have audio yet. All right, yes. This is crazy. All right, let's do a poll. Verdict. What's up, Megan? Coconut Cooter. I'm getting the poll ready, guys. Is today going to be the day of guilty verdicts? Surely they're not going to give her nothing, right? It will be announced shortly. Thank you, Northern Beans. Hey, Lemon Drop, I know. They're probably getting, I bet you they told George's family to stay too. The camera's moving. Camera is moving. That was really super quick.
What you are witnessing is real. The participants are not actors.
Leilani Simon was found guilty today as well. I think she's going to get the second degree. I wonder how she's going to react, guys. How do you think she's going to react? Chris, I'm telling you, I think I'm shadow banned on YouTube. No one can find my lives. Hold on, I've got to change my title here.
react. I mean, I wonder if she'll even react or if she'll just sit there stoic. Wow, less than an hour and a half. That's crazy. Oh, I have another live? Thank you, Nash. Thank you so much for your support. She says, wait for it. Wait for it. Let's see. Your poll 81% are saying second degree murder, 17% are saying manslaughter, and 2% are saying negligence. 1% is still there with the not guilty. We still got 1% saying not guilty. You might be the winner today. I don't think so, though. You know, she's probably freaking out right now. Stoic. Isn't that how you say it? Stoic. I just deleted the other live. Oh my God, Dipsy. Thank you. Dipsy Dupsy. Thank you so much. Wow, that was super generous of you. Thank you so much. Wow, thanks so much. I'm taken aback by that. I appreciate you a lot. Moments away. Verdict. Moments. We are moments away from a verdict. You rock, Jay. Dubsy, you are so nice. I have to hear that again. I didn't have my earphones on. Holy cow, here they are. They're in the courtroom. They're in the courtroom. Maybe she's playing I can't remember what I was going to say. I'm so excited. I wonder what she's going to do. Hi, Pinky Toe. The verdict is in, guys. Moments away from hearing the verdict in the Sarah Boone trial. I am so glad that you guys are here with me, too. Thank you so much for being here. I see heads in the courtroom. Yep, they say we are moments away. We don't have audio just yet. You can't walk away for a moment in this trial, I guess. Nope, you can't see them in the courtroom yet. Usually when they come back this quick, it's bad. You don't see the courtroom. You're looking at the seal in the courtroom, y'all. And the little dangling microphone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Yeah, but we just saw their heads in the courtroom and the camera's moving. They're in the courtroom. You'll see them when they zoom out. I know Menendez, Leilani, Boone. Aw, thanks, you guys. You'll see them in a minute. They haven't zoomed out just yet. But they are in the courtroom. There's heads moving around. We are moments away. I'm thinking she's going to be guilty on second degree. That's pack your bowls, pack your bongs. I mean, this is super quick. The dangling microphone. I did see people, honey. I saw their heads. I'm just excited. Hold on. I got to go grab a Coke Zero for this. I'm out. I'll be right back. Oh, JLR is still there. That's fine. Okay, we are still moments away. Jay taking care of business tonight. Okay. Let's all take a deep breath. Here's cheers. Oh, hold on. I didn't get what I got up to get. Hold on. She can appeal all she wants. I think she had adequate counsel. The judge was great. She's not getting any appeal. They all file appeals though. Oh, Cricket, thank God you're here. Thank God you're here. Casey! What's up, Casey? Good to see you. You're going to, crack the Dr. Peppers. Crack them. They probably have to gather the troops, to come into the courtroom. So is JLR going in the courtroom then? I got to check out JLR for a second. Oh, he's outside. Okay, got it. Got it. He's outside the courthouse.
Second. We are on the record in case number 2020.
Here we go, guys.
2603, State of Florida versus Sarah Boone. State, let me get your parents for the record.
Chief Castro on behalf of the state. William J. for the state.
Defense.
James Owens for Ms. Boone. Kevin Beck for Sarah Boone. Mr. Henderson's not going to be here for the verdict.
Okay, all right. Ms. Boone is seated at counsel's table, wearing the same clothing from this morning.
Miss Henderson had a date.
Yes, Mr. Beck.
Well, Judge, they've got her in chains, and they've got her in the ankle handcuffs, so she can't go anywhere. I'm just asking, we would like to rise during the jury coming in. I'm asking if there's any way we can take off the handcuffs and the waist.
He wants her belly chain and handcuffs off for the reading of the
In case there's
verdict.
something wrong with the verdict form, or, there's an issue, which sometimes happens, but that's my position.
Okay. I've been advised by the sheriff that during the reading of the verdict, due to Miss Boone's status as an inmate, their leg irons and the cuffs are to be attached.
Ooh.
She's going to stay seated.
That's fine.
Mr. Beck's going to stay seated.
I would ask for us all to remain seated, and could you remind everybody in the gallery that there should be no emotional reactions to the
I was
verdict?
just about to address that, sir. Thank you very much. All right, members of the jury.
Sorry, you're gonna stay
My
seated.
understanding, or members of the gallery, good evening. My understanding is that the jury in this matter has reached a verdict. I don't know what it's going to be until it's read. If you are unable to contain yourself emotionally, and you're going to react in any way, be it in joy or in sadness, I'm going to ask you politely to excuse yourself at this time.
Yeah, they don't want a runner.
There cannot be any emotional outbursts when the verdict is read. Does everybody understand that? I see everybody nodding their heads. Okay. All right. State, are we ready to bring in our jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, are we ready to bring in our jury?
Yes, Judge.
All right, let's go ahead and bring in our jury. Everyone will remain seated.
The hell?
Sit down, bitch, sit down. Sit down, bitch, sit down.
Let me know if you guys got a notification for this live, if you saw it live. I'm wondering if you're getting my notifications and stuff. Can we get some Boone faces in chat?
Can we enter?
State, do you recognize our jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, do you recognize our jury?
Yes, sir.
All right, members of the jury, you may be seated. Thank you. Members of our jury, good evening. I understand that you've come to a verdict in this case.
Yes.
If you could please hand the verdict form to the deputy, please.
Here we go.
Thank you, sir.
You had to search for it. See?
Madam Clerk, if you could please publish the verdict.
In the Circuit Court of the Ninth Judicial Circuit and in Orange County, Florida, case number 2020 CF 2603, the state of Florida versus Sarah Boone. Verdict. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder in the second degree as charged in the information. So say we all, dated at Orlando, Orange County, Florida, on
Guilty.
the 25th day of October 2024. The form has been signed by the foreperson.
Madam Clerk, please poll our jury.
Juror seat number 1, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes, it is.
Juror seat number 2, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes, it is.
Juror seat number 3, is this your true
Yes,
and
it
correct
is.
verdict? Juror seat number 4, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror seat number 5, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror seat number 6, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Members of our jury, again, I want to thank you for your time, your sacrifice, and your attention in this matter. I know that we spent almost 2 weeks together, and it was not taken lightly, and I really appreciate the time and the effort and the sacrifice that you put into this case. I want to advise you now of your final instruction. Members, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank you for your time and your consideration in this case. I also wish to advise you of some very special privileges enjoyed by jurors. No juror can ever be required to talk about the discussions that occurred in the jury room except by court order. For many centuries, our society has relied upon juries for consideration of difficult cases. We have recognized for hundreds of years that a jury's deliberations, discussions, and votes should remain their private affair as long as they wish it. Therefore, the law gives you a unique privilege not to speak about the jury's work. Although you are at liberty to speak to anyone about your deliberations, you are also at liberty to refuse to speak to anyone. A request to discuss either your verdict or your deliberations may come from those who are simply curious, from those who might seek to find fault with you, from the media, from the attorneys, or elsewhere. It will be up to you to decide whether to preserve your privacy.
Coke Zero
as a juror.
representing in the courthouse.
With that, members of the jury, again, I thank you for your service. I'm going to ask you return to the deliberation room. I'll be back there shortly with your jury certificates, and thank you.
What's next, Judge? It's okay, Miss Boone. We'll appeal. We're going to appeal this, Miss Boone.
Ms. Boone, the jury has spoken in this matter and has found you guilty of murder in the second degree. The court adjudicates you guilty of murder in the second degree. As this is your first felony conviction, you are entitled to a pre-sentencing investigation by the Department of Corrections. Mr. Owens, are you seeking that in this case?
Yes.
Okay. State, I will order the Department of Corrections to prepare the pre-sentencing investigation. State, for the purposes of sentencing, do you anticipate eliciting any testimony from, be it the victim's family?
2 or 3 victim impact statements, sir.
Okay. Mr. Owens, do you plan on presenting any evidence during the course of the sentencing hearing, sir?
Mr. J.
Probably some testimony from Dr. Harper.
Okay, all right. How long do you think, State, that you would need?
You mean timing-wise, or are we thinking?
A quantum of time, sir. Yeah, well, normally it takes about 30 days or so. I'm confirming with Anita as to availability. I just want to know from your side of the ledger, how much time? Okay, 15 minutes. How much time do you think you're going to need to produce anything from your side of the ledger, sir? Mr. Owens?
I'd say 30 minutes.
Okay.
30 to 45.
So if we set this for an hour,
They're going
that
to
would be
sentence her
sufficient.
today?
Parties agree.
Okay.
State agrees.
Is that sufficient, Mr. Owens?
Yes.
Okay, all right, give me a moment.
What? Get her done. You guys earned them. Go get your Boone shirts. Oh, 30 days.
Ms. Barrios is checking. Just give us a moment.
Sorry. I got a little ahead of myself. They did mention some pre-sentencing thing. He said he needed 30 minutes to get something together.
We can set this matter for 1:30 in the afternoon for sentencing on December 2.
Okay, December 2nd.
State, is that acceptable? It's a Monday.
I had a status hearing, but I'll make it work.
I can move it to later if necessary.
I'm co-counsel on it.
Okay. Defense.
Give me 1 minute.
Yes, sir.
That's Monday, December 2 at 1:30.
Yes, sir.
I can be here.
Ma'am, you've been adjudicated guilty. I now remand you into the custody of the Orange County Jail pending sentencing on December 2 at 1:30.
Justice for
State anything
George.
else we need to address?
Not from the state.
Defense. All right, thank you very much. We're off the record.
Wow. And that just like that, guys. Oh, we get to see her face when she gets pulled up by her CO here. Oh, the question was how long they needed in the hearing. Okay, I misunderstood that. He said about 30 minutes. I thought they were doing it tonight. I was like, whoa, coming in hot. Coming in hot. Mr. Owens is defeated. Defeated Cooter, but justice for George. I wish they'd show his family. Maybe they will when she leaves the room. The tension has got to be super high. You know what I mean? With them in the room with her, I can't even imagine how they must feel. She can't believe it. Look. She can't believe what's just happened. Oh, I can't wait to see the new mugshot when she gets put into the Florida Department of Corrections. They did show his family, but not after, like, the judge was done talking and adjourned. I wanted to see what they did when it adjourned, you know? They're probably out of the courtroom now, maybe.
Client received a fair trial.
Oh, the lurie. Ah, here we go.
Client, you know who I am?
Oh, jailer. He said, do you know who I am? Wait, hold on.
Ooh, that was the prosecutor.
The prosecutor.
Botched that one. That was the prosecutor, folks.
Whoops.
Do you know who I am?
It was the wrong lawyer.
Botched that one. Should I see where was? That was pretty funny.
Watch.
You know who I am? That was pretty funny.
Watch.
That was pretty funny. That was pretty funny.
Oh, I can't rewind? Yeah, I can. Watch. Oh, Evelyn, thank you so much. A good day for justice. I agree. He chased down the wrong lawyer. Hang on.
Some comment. For second.
Oh, I'm sure they love him hanging out there. Dang it. Where'd it go? Oh, right here.
Any comment on the verdict today? Nope. Do you plan to appeal? Do you think your client received a fair trial? Client, you know who I am? Ooh, that was the prosecutor. Botched that one. Botched that one. That was the prosecutor.
Oh
folks.
my God, I can't.
Do you know who I am? It's just, of course, let me take it. Botched that one. Should I see where was? He said, "You know who I am." That was pretty funny. That was pretty funny.
It was the prosecutor. He's like, do you think your client got a fair trial? Oh, wait, we've got some action. Oh, here comes George's family. Hold on. Here comes George's family.
Any comment about the win? with the verdict? No comment.
No comment from that prosecutor.
How you guys feeling today? Are you feeling that you got some justice? Do you feel like today you finally got justice that you've been waiting for so many years? Yeah.
They don't want to be
What do you
bothered.
feel the appropriate sentence should be? There's the victims' families.
Let them have some peace.
I'm still laughing at the bar that I said to the prosecutor, did you plan a deal? And he's like, there's rabbits. You know who I am.
You're such a goofball, jailer.
This is some interesting stuff.
Oh, thank you, Carrie. 30 months. Thank you for your support. I can't believe it. 30 months. And we're still laughing at you.
Yes, sir.
You good?
I don't want to get stuck.
Guilty second-degree murder. Guilty of second-degree murder.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, no, you're fine. It was more you than me. Maybe not. Okay, yeah, I'm back here.
Are the stylists going to come out? Well, in all fairness, he wasn't sitting at home watching the trial like we were. He's been busy with stuff.
Any comment, Detective Capsule?
Detective Capsule! Detective Capsule is our hero.
I just want to see if her attorney comes out, but that's... Yeah, okay, cool. The state attorney... any comment on the verdict? Do you feel like it was a fair trial?
Here we go, Owens.
Well, we're disappointed. Sarah's disappointed. But we feel like she's got a couple of pretty good appellate issues. And just, Sarah's plight's not over. So I'm sure, as y'all know, she's a fighter. I'm sure she'll be filing an appeal. But we're going to present some mitigating evidence. I think Dr. Harper will be testifying at the sentencing that I think is set early December 2nd, 1:30. So we'll be back up here for the sentencing. And hopefully Dr. Harper can go in a little more depth about some of the other issues, the mental health issues that Sarah suffers from. And hopefully the court will consider that, and then we'll go from there.
What do you think the appropriate sentence should be? What do you think the appropriate sentence should be?
Well, of course I'm biased, so I don't want to say, because right now, the judge has to make the call, and so I don't want to try to impose on his responsibility as the judge to ultimately decide what's a fair and appropriate sentence. So I don't feel right to say anything.
Did you talk to Sarah afterward, and what'd she say?
Just shocked. She's shocked. She felt like, she had a defense, as you know, and so she just, in shock. She said she would call me tomorrow morning, so we'll talk some more after she's had some time to think about it. I've had some time to think about it, but, we're obviously really disappointed. We did the best that we could, in the time that we had to prepare. Sarah really liked the team, and we all got along with the 3 lawyers and the other 2 girls that have helped the other 4 lawyers working on the case. And Sarah was, as you know, really happy with us. And, we had some disagreements about how the case should proceed. And Sarah, is opinionated, and some of the things we considered, some not. But ultimately, I think she was happy with the defense. It just didn't go our way. As you know, these trials, a murder charge is a difficult case to beat. And there was some strong evidence that the state used, obviously. And we just,
He looks like
for
he just
whatever
got
reason,
smacked
the
across
jury
the face.
didn't consider some of the things that we felt like should have
potentially been defenses, the justifiable use of force under the battered spouse syndrome, but for whatever reason, we respect the jury's decision. They've been here for 2 weeks. It took us 4 days to pick the jury. And so I'm sure they did the very best that they could under the circumstances.
Was it her decision to not take the plea deal, or do you think she regrets it now?
I don't think she would have taken anything. I think she wanted, some clients, they want their day in court. And I don't believe she would have taken anything. I felt like the state should have probably negotiated a little bit more, but they were firm on where they were, and Sarah was firm on where she was. I just think, she was convinced in her mind that that she felt like, obviously she felt like she didn't intend to kill George, and that this was just a circumstance because they were both intoxicated. Things happened that, it was just really unintentional act. So I think she felt bad about any kind of a murder conviction or pleading to any kind of a murder, that she was somehow criminally responsible for George's death. And I think that's where her mindset was. And, I think she would have gone to trial even without lawyers. She was ready to go to trial pro se. I think she was happy we came in. We worked as hard as we could. We had about 45 days to get ready, and we did all that we could. So I think she feels good about our efforts. We put everything out on the table, just like any other contest. You do the very best you can, and then you have to accept, the decision by the jury. We respect the jury and appreciate their time and attention on the case.
Will you be representing her on her appeal?
No, I'll be representing her at her sentencing, but not the appeal. I think she would qualify, since she's indigent, for court-appointed appellate counsel. And those guys, that's all they do is appellate work, and those are probably the best lawyers to handle something like that. But we're, as I said, really disappointed. Sarah is kind of in shock, but we respect the jury's decision. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
All right. All right, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate him talking.
Where? Elder, where? All right, let me just put my stuff right here.
He likes to talk. And he may not be known for getting her a win, but he did fight for her.
Excuse me, everybody, we have jurors coming out. If we can just have you guys move over to the side here. Thank you very much.
Oh, the jurors are coming out now. They haven't even left yet.
Here, I'm moving.
It was nice of him to take her case. Nope, they have court-appointed appellate lawyers that only handle the appeals. I think actually Andrea Burkhart is now an appellate lawyer. She said.
I got 2 questions in on it. Yeah, I got confused with the DA. I thought
He
it
has
was
good questions. Good job, JLR.
the defense. I got confused because he had the yellow outfit. What's going on here?
Let's see what's going on here. Jamie, Streamlab says, I don't think so. The prosecutors.
February 23rd, 2020, where she zipped her boyfriend up in a suitcase and what she claimed to be a game of hide and seek. And 2 videos were introduced from her where he was begging for his life, and it was a horrific.
Prosecutor just side-eyed JLR.
And she didn't try to let him out. She didn't do anything to help him. she just went upstairs and went to sleep. And so this is a very horrific homicide. Nobody really should have to endure this type of struggle and fight for their lives and have to die alone, begging for their last breath inside of a suitcase like this. And the jury did amazing work. I'm thankful for our chief of homicide, Will J, and our assistant state attorney, Dave Cacciatore. They did amazing work. Some of you caught me in the courtyard. I was like, I get briefings about it every single day about what they've been doing. But we're excited that they were able to bring this home with a victory because today justice was served with the conviction of Sarah Boone for this very horrific homicide that occurred. And so, if you have any questions, I'm going to turn it over to them.
Late night at the Orange County Courthouse.
The jury did not buy it. The argument was self-defense and battery.
Correct. And so we're going to turn over to Will and Dave to ask all specific questions, asking all the defenses, and because they did all the great work, so they deserve all the good credit.
Yeah, so like the defense couldn't speak about that. I know the jury obviously did not buy that. They came from this.
Correct.
Well, how does that make you feel? Did you get a chance to speak to the family?
Yes, we're very happy to gain some closure for the Torres family and some justice for George.
Strong closing arguments from the both of you today. What do you think, like she said, this case means for the family and getting justice for George Torres?
I think after 4.5 years and the numerous delays, I think they were finally just happy to see this case go to trial and be able to put this one in the books.
What do you think the appropriate sentence should be?
We'll reserve comment to the sentencing hearing.
Do you expect the verdict to come back that quickly? I think it was an hour and 20-something minutes, very fast.
Should never have expectations.
What do you think about the case law with respect to Martinez? I know there was a strongly worded letter you all signaled you will be sending. Is that right for judicial review higher up?
Can't really talk about future legal arguments.
How was it in the courtroom between you and James Owens? There was obviously moments of tension and then also moments of levity. Was this different than a typical battle that you go into?
I wouldn't say it was different than a different relationship than.
Do these guys have personalities asking for a friend?
What would you say to the jurors who were here for about 2 weeks on this case? It was a long jury selection and then, of course, a lot of evidence to look at and all of that. What would you want to say to them?
Thank them for their service.
Will, did you know that it was George Torres' mother who broke down in court today and that was the reason for the bit of an outburst?
I was made aware afterwards. It happens in these cases.
Do you have a chance to talk to her and say something to her?
I have not yet.
How about you, Dave?
I spoke to her along with the rest of the Torres family after the verdict. Just listened to them.
A strong rebuttal yesterday from you guys. What do you think that evidence showed the jurors and meant for this case?
Not going to really talk about the evidence.
Final question from me is, are you stunned that she did not take that plea deal?
It's not for us to say.
Why are they so short?
Thank you.
God, zero personality.
Thank you.
God, loosen up your vest, dude.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for covering the
I
case.
can't with that tan suit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm easy on my notes.
District Attorney, the county. Orange County District Attorney. All right, so there you go. Just want to say
It's nice to meet you too.
hey, I'm sorry I confused you with the defense.
Yeah.
I just, I'm a little slow today, but yeah, I know that it was a great reaction that you gave. The viewers were like kind of like laughing. They're like, hey, the wrong guy. Wrong guy. Take care of yourself. All right. Thank you. All right, so I made it up to him.
Sorry,
wrong guy.
Guy kind of seems like a dick, huh? Thank you, Megan. Coconut Cooter. Justice for George, for real.
And much thanks to JLR for this after court coverage. Very interesting to see the behind the scenes stuff.
All right. Let's go out here.
People in Orlando are like, what's going on here? Oh, it's Sarah Boone, the lady that fucking zipped her boyfriend up in a suitcase. That is the Florida State's attorney, the bow tie guy. Prosecutor's not in a big hurry to leave, is he?
The message in Orange County is don't commit murder in Orange County, right?
Yes. Do not commit violent crimes. You want to hurt people in our community. There's going to be consequences for that.
Absolutely. Have a good day. Thank you.
I love
That was the DA. That was the DA. That's the head shot caller for Orange County. All right. Long day.
It is a late night tonight.
Long day.
All right. JLR is taken off from the courthouse. We can conclude our live on this. Thank you guys for participating in the Boone coverage. I really, really, really do appreciate you guys.
She's going to get 25.
25
piece. Most likely, right?
Okay. Yeah, 25 years. 20 to 25 is what she's looking at. But I want to thank you guys for spending the time watching this trial with me. You could have watched it numerous other places. And you watched it with me. The link of George's family's interview. Yes, let me find that for you. I will get that right meow. Yeah, we did watch all of it up until the last 2 minutes. Here is a link to George Torres's family speaking out about how they feel about Sarah. Oh, thanks so much, you guys. Thank you, Raken, for sending me all the stuff you've sent me. I'm going to go through it. You guys are great. Thank you, Sarah, for going to the courthouse. You guys are great. This weekend we will get back online. I've got to catch up on Granny. You guys check out Granny's Watching. She uncovered something about someone's on the scene. I haven't seen it yet though, but go check out Granny. Andrea, Lawyer Lee, we got lots of stuff to watch. So I just really, really appreciate you guys. Kendi, it's good to see you, Kendo. Cricket and everybody who stuck around. Ganja, Sherry Rollins, Crimes. You guys were great. Sweet Crazy, good to see you too. Everything is my opinion. Shell, Kells, all of y'all. Uninvited, I can't believe I missed it. It was so fast, Uninvited. Puss Patch on the scene. Oh, Puss Patch. Oh, Granny. Granny making the rounds. All right. Until then, I will see you guys in the next one. See you later. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this live stream or video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my latest content. Want to take it a step further?
Bring it all in.
And join our community clickers by becoming a Patreon or a YouTube member. You'll get exclusive access to our Discord server, special channel perks, and much more. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.
Click. It's real easy, man.